Very good morning to all the participants. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Ms. Rajesh, sir. Rajesh Parishad. I would like to introduce Rajesh Parishad. Sir is an assistant professor in Ashoka School of Business and Humanities, potential trainer, Hyderabad. Sir is going to talk today on how to promote entrepreneurship development programs, methodologies, tools, and techniques. Sir has over 30 years of experience in academic institutions. Sir is a former additional controller of examination in autonomous institution, and he is a trainer for BCom, BBA, BSc, BTech, MBA, and MCA students for campus placements and corporate practicing managers, DRDO scientists. Sir is a former resource person for Infosys Campus Connect soft skills program, personality development trainer for people skills, team learning and business etiquette. Sir is a former trainer of Hyderabad Management Association for STP and FDP programs. Uh, Sir is a former guest faculty for Center for Distance Learning, IMT CDL Ghaziabad, and BM Birla Institute of Management and Technology, and visiting faculty to VIHC and Ramakrishna Math, Hyderabad. Sir is a former approved guide for MBA program of SMU and career mentor and guide for students aspiring for business schools and other professionals. Sir has publications which includes 8 national and international publications. Sir is a mentor and evaluator on leadership training program for UPSC in 2019 batch for IAS, IPS, IRS, IES at Dr. MCH RAD, Hyderabad. Sir has a major achievement as I Stand for the Nation Award in 2019 on 2nd October 2019. And Sir has also received a Seva Puraskar Award on 26th January 2020 by Oster, an NGO from Hyderabad. And Sir also received a Jayesta Acharya Award by Bharat Educational Excellency Award on September 5th, 2021. Thank you so much, sir. We'll hand over to you, sir. Can please continue your session.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, participant. Good morning, madam. First of all, I would like to thank IRE College for giving this wonderful opportunity. Sorry, GRIT College for giving. So IRE is having next week, ma'am. Right. So I would like to thank Alip also and Shima Sheikh, ma'am, and Kavita Rajesh, ma'am, the treasurer of Alip, who is continuously trusting on us and giving an opportunity to take the sessions at different places. And thank you. Session is going to be lecture method. If anytime if you are feeling like these inputs are required, just raise your hand, then I will stop and explain there and itself only. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's completely
visible. It is also visible, sir. Yes.
Okay, fine. No. Program, right? The doors for the entrepreneurship development program started in the year 1991 because of the policies introduced by the Sardar Manmohan Singh sir and the finance minister at that time, and the PV Narasimha Rao sir, who is the Chanakya of Indian modern India. Because of these two policies, liberalization, privatization, and globalization, India has seen the different world. The generations of India has seen, and that is the new opportunities available across the world. And the doors are open for the foreign countries, for the foreigners to enter in Indian market to start wonderful businesses, and the job creation started. Now the present government is now focusing on instead of going for what we can say that no importing, why can't we go for exporting this one? So this government, it's either the state government or central government, they're very clear about no, instead of importing, we want to go with the exporting, like no. So there are various policies that introduce no startup and stand-up India, Make in India, and MSME, Mudra loan, etc. In the year 79, almost around 70-75 years onwards after the independence, the instead of the government is like we need to export, we need to start manufacturing it. In how to survive, no. If you want to overcome with the China and other countries which are more India, this government has taken it. Why can't we go for promotion? Now, previously there was a so we required a kind of like loans, etc., and we required a manpower, and we required a lot of procedures to come to start a business, and risk was involved. Now today the world has changed, and encouraging, motivating, and providing a handhold and creating a complete that T-Hub is providing and the MSME is providing. If you have an idea, just come with the idea, we can change. The handholding from the state government, central government, and the top encourage the people to come out with entrepreneurship. No, that they're presently doing the business are ready to invest in your company. So my presentation is completely based on practical experience and what are the methodologies, what is the present ecosystem, what are the organizations which are coming forward to handle the state government and central government, and some examples about that recently the government that entrepreneur idea. So today's business is very easy. Only thing is what we need to understand the market. We need to understand the problems. Can we take as a problem? Can we do it, convert into a problem in returning back in the form of a product or services? Right. So entrepreneurship, first we will go with the definition of entrepreneurship. What is the entrepreneurship given by the Center of American Entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is the process by which individuals are a commercial opportunity either by bringing a new product or improving an existing goods or services or methods of production. This process is generally organized through a new organization called as a startup company, but may also occur in established small business that undergo a significant change in the product. Now, let me justify this statement. When you know that when long back, when we are in the old generation, when we are at the young period, means about toddler period, we have a mosquito problem that time. So we used to get only one product called as Odomos. Now, the same Odomos came with the different purposes. No, and the alternative for the Odomos came with the mosquito coil. Later, the same product came with the different one. Some company identify why we want to go with the coil because giving a pollution and health issues, etc. Then somebody came with a jet mat. Then jet mat we can use for the putting on the bulb, and we can get heated and it will be removing the mosquitoes or killing the mosquitoes. Then later came with the machine. So all this is the innovations came from. Then later came with the we can say that mosquito repellent in the form of a liquid. Now we got a bat also. Now if you go to the Reliance or some other store, no, there is a vibrating machine came now. So there is a lot of ideas. We can identify the same product and we can improve different ways of product manufacturing or different ways of coming out with the product. So that is what, so we are living in the in world. I request all the participants to note down this IN: invention, innovation, and nanovation. And nanovation. Nanovation is what we are in the present generation where smaller in size, bigger in bigger in impact. So there's a lot of opportunity came forward. Now the people are coming with the more opportunity by reducing the size of the product or coming with a different opportunity that becomes innovation. And there is a lot of opportunities are available to identify the problem or identify the existing product or can I come with some modification. This is about the talks about the products and services. Now take example how the banking has changed services. Now initially we need to go to the bank for deposit of the money or withdrawal of the money. Now today no need to go over there. Right now that banks are coming to the customers now. The ICICI has introduced about the tap banking. If you want to open an account, just give a missed call to the ICICI bank. They will call back to you, asking the people at what time you are available, and they're sending a list of documents. Keep them ready based on the customer's availability time and whatever the time has given. The ICICI people will used to come. Screenshot of the take the photocopy of the document in front of you, upload it, and the account is open. Means what? The process of change. Previously, we need to go loan on phone. In the entrepreneurship by innovation, either in the product modification or in the practices modification. Now, after that, no, we got a one called as ATM. Right? No need to go to the bank or no need to go to the ATM center. No, we can use the apps, no, like Paytm, etc. UPI. No, we can transfer the money. How the process have changed, either in the product or in forward, because we are living in the white water revolution. Technology is moving very fast. Technology is moving very dynamic, very fastly. right? So today's advanced technology, tomorrow's outdated technology. If you want to survive in the business, if you want to survive in the market, you need to adopt the latest one. You need to adopt the latest one. No, we have banks or UPI, or we can say that how the letter, inline letter, postcard replaced with the telegram replaced with the mobile phone with the messages. Now we got the email, now we got the WhatsApp call or email. So a lot of changes are taking place. So either in the product modification or process modification, coming with a better solution, which is give with about it. Business should start from the thinking, from the thought, to study the market. What is the problem facing? P by O means what? What are the problems in the market and what are the opportunities are available in the market? For example, these are some of the problems existing in the market. For example, there was excess rainwater was flowing out in the Himalayas and some Northeast, North India. Then some people identify, why can't we convert into branded product? Then we got a distillery from the Parley started. They started selling the water in the bottle, right? So this is what the opportunities are available. Only we need to think about the thought process. And if you see the second picture, are you able to see the cursor, sir? Can anyone participant tell? This is the second picture that talks about the services. Shivamani started this opportunity business in the year 19. Because when he was looking for some kind of contact number, he is not able to get it now. Able to get the contact number, not finding, it's not there in the telegram, what is the telephone directory. Then he started, why can't we start our presence? Why can't we started a kind of a search engine on the landline phone? Was just services. They started with not having a computer, not having a table, used to hire for the computer and table from the table. Today, where is someone? No, that time he paid around 10,000 rupees to get a one easy. Remember 24444. It's in Mumbai. Now today it observation identify the Shivamani. If you see the third picture, right, it is a picture about the family member. Father is riding a vehicle and the daughter, two children are holding the covering themselves, protecting from themselves the rain. So this is the example about the nano. When Ratan Tata was going on that day in the Mumbai, and the Tata, it was a heavy raining. So he could not able to see the left side and the right side and the front side. Even the and driver was finding it difficult to run the car. And he was observed just after the signal, when the Ratan Tata's vehicle was stopping the signal, he saw that on the left side, the two-wheeler covering the children who is sitting in the front, right, and the mother is sitting children, and that hit him. And he said, no, this is the problem facing by the food. I'm not able to see the outside world. I'm not able to drive my vehicle. My driver is facing a difficult to drive the vehicle, and the two-wheeler person covering himself, protecting himself, taking care of the two children and driving a vehicle. That observation hit in the minds of Ratan Tata. He went to the office, he canceled all the meetings and he requested the PA to bring a pen and pencil. So he started sketching the car. Then he called, second day, he called all the top people and said that, no, why can we make a car which is for the middle class people? That's what the idea started. And we saw the one. This is the market creation. How the alternative for the air cooler. There is one gentleman in Rajasthan who started with the zero electricity air cooler. Means what? There is a power is not required. The plastic body is not required. He made into the cooking oil tin. 20 liters cooking oil tin that he has converted into a air cooler by putting some kind of what he has used the jugaad. Similarly, there are many people are using the jugaad and coming with the solution. Now, our problem, right? No, somebody came with the satellite phones. If you see in the thick market, no, there is no safety. If something happened, then they came with the idea about the CCTV cameras. All these are the products came into the market. It is only because of the businessman. Just go to the market, find what are the problem facing by the people. Either the problem facing with the existing product or there is no product existing. Can you come out with a different solution? to outside. Identify the problem and take out the opportunity. Any of the product. Now see, this is a product, right? Are you able to see the cursor? Anyone? You are following me or not?
Yes, sir, it's visible, sir.
Yeah. So these two girls are in the rainy, it's in Mumbai. There was a heavy raining and the traffic jam and it was flooded with the road. And this problem was brought to some of the IIMs, etc. So can we have a solution? The one of the gentleman boys said, no, can we come out with a solution about the water resistant plug so that even the water enter into the vehicle, the water resistant plug can be working without any interruption. Idea need to come. So idea, identify the problems and come up with some of the example. Later we'll discuss about how this idea. So as a businessman facing by in the market, so can you come with the different new product or come out with a better substitute? Like I talk about the mosquito repellent, no? Came with the Odomos, came with the coils, came with the Jetman, came with the liquidator, came with the bat, etc. So can we come out with something where the money is not required, only idea is required? Now, if you see this, what is industries? Start a business, no? Identify there are different industries. So first of all, what is start the business. So first of all, we need to know what is the industry. Is it the industry is a growing industry? Growing industry means what? This is the new, which is upcoming. For example, 2G of mobile, 5G is a growing industry. 6G is going to be industry. If we invest in, the opportunities are very high. Along with that, no, there is a risk is also very. Which industry you want to grow. If you invest in, definitely there is a challenges are there and there is a growth is also there. Risk is associated and rewards also associated with the growing industry. If you start investing industry, means the companies which are existing in the market over decades, maybe 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. There are a number of companies came and out now. So this mature industry is not attractive industry because the existing players are dominated in the market. They're not allowed. And it is very, very difficult task for the companies to build that position in the existing market. And these companies which are having a strong brand name, goodwill, financial resources, and customers are aware about this one. If you want to replace that company, it is very, very difficult unless and until you come out with something unique in your product, then you can hit in that industry. But mature industry is always very risky, will not allow, and you need to go in detail. You need to have a tough company, something different with the existing one, then you can leverage into that one. The industry that called as a slowdown industry, or we can say dying industry. The industry is not going to go up. For example, if you want manufacturing of, if you want to manufacture a camera, do you go with the Walkman? Can you go with the typewriter? This industry is not going. This industry is going to be collapsed now. So identify which industry you want to grow. Now, fourth category is called as global industry. Product. Your presence is available not only in the domestic market, it's going. Coca-Cola, McDonald's, these are available across the countries, across the world, across the continent. And Microsoft, Intel, IBM, these are available across some of the Indian companies which are available in the global country. Example about the software industry. They started, for example, Infosys started from 10 size room, means 10 by 10 with 10,000 was a capital. 6 people is available in the many countries. There are 1,65,000 people are working from the different countries for only one company called as about the global Infosys, which is presence is available in the global industry, where you have a lot of opportunity. We can reduce the dependency from the domestic market to international market, because international market are different requirement to identify which area. For example, if you want to start in Asia, the Asia's market characteristics are different. If you want to go in Europe, market characteristics, so you need to fit with the local environment, bring the global and local flavor into the product or services, then only you are able to hit it. No, when McDonald's entered into Indian market, and because of the beef burger they got failure, because Indian cultures are different. They don't want to. Now later they realize why they got failure. And they came with the happy menu pricing. Means what? They brought the Indian flavor into what we can say, aloo tikka burger, paneer tikka burger. They brought Indian products into them. Like example, Cadbury introduced. No, in India, you know that the celebration takes place at every occasion, festivals or anything, right? People have we have a culture of called as whenever you got some success or happy news. No, how the Cadbury was replaced.
Streaming may be a problem from your end, sir. Can you please switch off your video, sir, so that audio will be clear?
Fine.
Otherwise, there is a lot of breaks.
Fine. Is it okay, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So Cadbury was understood the Indian culture. Now they said, no, can we replace the sweet with the Cadbury chocolates? So they understood the culture. Then they introduced the product into the Indian culture. Similarly, when Kellogg's came into the Indian market, they got failure because our habits were different. Either you take North Indian, East Indian, South Indian, West Indian, or Central Indian. No, we have only one common thing. No, about eating. No, we talk about Khana, Gana, and Nashna. Means sorry to say that. No, this is the common culture. And we, like British and European people, think lunch like dinner, lunch like a king, and dinner like beggar. Breakfast or lunch or dinner, we'll go with the heaven. That that becomes a failure for the Kellogg's. No, they took the 20 years. They studied the survey and they said, no, we need to educate the new generation, the new parenting. Then they need to understand the importance. Then they started about the child development, etc. So there is a lot of takes place. No, culture is also a major factor, understanding and promoting the business. No. So that is about the, when you are going global, identify the local culture and bring that flavor of local culture in your product and services and offer it. No. And the next industry talks about the decline industry, saturated industry, and one more is called as what? Yeah. Is what? Maturity all of the fittest. There are a number of companies came and forward, given a tough competition to the Himalayas and Dabur and Baidyanath. But still, Ramdev company as a new company came into the market and captured the market, right? So there is a lot of competition we'll face either in the saturated industry will not attract new commerce, no, because the market is saturated. Now, for example, now if you want to start 4G services, no, it is saturated. If you want to start a black and white television, it's saturated. No, you need to come with a new thing, which is advanced. Sell what is advanced today is more sellable. Sell what is available today is not going to sellable. Again, I repeat, sell what is advanced today is more sellable. Sell what is available today is not sellable. So we need to understand what you are offering. So as a businessman, it should be a two-way. First of all, we need to understand which industry is growing. Risk is there, rewards also there, because you will be the first movers in that one. Mature industry, people already, the goodwill is there, market share is there, very, very difficult to shake them unless and until you have something uniqueness in your product. And the declining industry is going down. It is not going to attract you. Global industry and mature industry and growing industry. These are the three options among industry, growing and global industries. To identify the type of industry, just now we discussed about types of industry. Then identify the sign of a customer. Sign of a customer in are they delighted or they dissatisfied? Are they bring something more in extra so that can convert the customer from satisfied? No, focus on problems and opportunities existing in the market, or problems or opportunities are expected or facing by the customers. Just and try to come out with the product, try to produce the product which are called as PSP, problem solving product or problem solving services. If your product failed to solve the problem, people are not going to buy it. If product your service of the customer is not going to buy it. No. So identify my product should be a problem solver product or problem solver services. Then you are the three signs are not happy. Customers are dissatisfied. A dissatisfied customer becomes a negative. Yellow talks about a satisfied customer, a neutral one. And if you see the green, if you are here, your company is in the red, try to move it to 11. Yellow color. Green color means what? Satisfaction to dissatisfaction level to level, not today, delighted level. If you see, when Jio came into the market, they came with the Jio, with the 4G. Everybody was selling 2G, Jio came with the 4G, right? And that 4G initially they have given for 199 rupees for 3 months free, again 3 months free. Everybody got habituated to using the Jio. No, he attracted the new customers who are mobile to buy the mobile connection. Second one, he tried to pull the customer Tata, from Vodafone, Idea, Uninar, and Airtel, etc. So if you give something extra, that is delighted customer, the tank of your competitors is reducing because you have created a hole in the from the existing customer, existing company to your company. So try to find out. Delighted means what? A value can be given, extension of guarantee you can give, free services you can give. Amazon came with the easy return now. So these are you need to bring in your product and offering. Then you can success is very high in your entrepreneurship journey. Now, as an entrepreneur, there are 360 degrees surrounded by the entrepreneur. If you see what the entrepreneurs are going, because developing a team, your business is running on the developing a team and upon the leader. There is one famous quote in the management says that no, when leaders are productive, when the leaders are productive, when the leaders are energetic, teams are productive. Leaders are effective, teams are productive. The leader need to keep his ego and try to develop and bet on the people, develop a trust on the people. Why there is a leadership fail? Why the teams fail? Yeah, why the team fails? Why there is the companies fail? When there is no trust between the leader and the team member. TRUST. Trust. So leadership is a big challenge. Second one, government is coming forward. Now, state government, central government is coming forward, creating an ecosystem like T-Hub and MSME and Mudra Yojana, government startup, Make in India, right? Atmanirbhar Bharat. The government is also in and start the business. We need to understand the culture. If it is product is eatable or foodable, no, we need to understand the different culture of the people or different culture of the where you want to start a business. Success story, read the success story of the people. At the same time, read the failure story of the people who already started the business. Why they got failure, what is the success? No. Take the inputs, no. The 100% input may not be useful to you, but your environment is different, your thoughts are different, your vision is different. No. So take as an input, try to understand the reason of success, the reason of failure. You should not repeat the same thing. And try to develop, identify, recruit a people who are energetic, who are having entrepreneurship mindset. Always the people should not have come with the, when you're recruiting the people or when you're working with the people or either a partner or a team you are hiring, no, they should have a positive thinking. They always think about go together, grow together concept. No. Those who are the risk takers, those who are not having a kind of a like a laziness, they should have a passion of towards entrepreneurship. And then they convert the human employees into human capital, financial capital. How you are going to use the money? 70% to 75% of the startup fail because of the not properly managing the financial system. No, they more focus on the advertisement. The amount is draining in the advertisement. They're not able to get it. No, so you need to perfectly balance how to go, etc. Initially, go with the low to high strategy. financial capital, because a lot of fundings is coming from the angel investors or from the government or from your own pocket. You need to thoroughly invest before investing any single rupee. See the impact of that 1 rupee, see the return back of that 1 rupee. And entrepreneurship organization, you can connect with the association also, how the organization are working, and try to educate the people, try to recruit the people who are having some master's degree or professional degrees in that one, and try to develop infrastructure. Now today there is no problem. TAB is also giving a space. If you want to have his money, just pay the rent and get it. No, previously it was a challenge, and today is not a challenger. And economic cluster, yes, present situation is what India is booming, where other world is booming because India is trying to export it. No, so we can say that and right is a right opportunity, called as a golden era for the entrepreneurs. Present era is called as the golden era of entrepreneurs. No, because the government and doing the business is easy. And try to develop a network of people. Try to develop a community of positive thinkers. And you cannot move alone in the market. You need to try to develop a network. I say network is equal to net worth. जिसके पास network है, उसके पास network works. So these are the 360 degrees of a entrepreneurship. Let me come back to what are the characteristics of entrepreneur. The first character is what the creativity. How to have what kind of creativity should have an outcome of difficult problem. I said no, come out with a different solution, or this is the creation or where you want to be over a period of time. Vision may be a 1 day vision, 1 month vision, but you should have a long vision. And every day it should be a baby step toward fulfill your long vision. Right. So in vision, if you want to have a big vision, if you want to achieve the big output, baby step elephant results means what? Every day take a baby small steps, and after a period of time give a long results called as elephant results. The business should have an idea full of success. The next one talks about the high level energy. We require energy of physical energy and mental energy working around with you, or to whom you are working. You convert the energy into energy. 1 plus 1 is equal to in the business should be 11, not 2. 1 plus 1 is equal to 11. Why? Because you should, when you interact with the other side people who are energetic, the lot of tons of communication take place, and you can develop an interpersonal relationship, and you can involve the exchange of ideas, right? You can involve the exchange of ideas. You filter the ideas. You try to remove the gaps in the ideas. Try to remove the shortfall of ideas. Then you will be coming with our idea, which is free from the errors. No, overcome the difficulty through high level energy by people or next. Yes, no. BRU. Every businessman has to go through this group. BRU stand for business carries risk and uncertainty. Business carries risk and uncertainty. Tomorrow, what is going to happen, we don't know. Sometimes known risk, sometimes unknown risk. The businessmen always having a crown of failure, crown of risk. No. The harder we try, the luckier we are, and they should not be easily discouraged. Should not be easily. You take any top companies on this plan, they got not success in the first attempt. They got success after a number of attempts. Have a patience. Otherwise, you become a patient, right? The next one, we talk about BRU stand for business carries risk and uncertainties. Risk arising out of the creation and implementation of new ideas. That's the reason in the business we call it जिसके पास risk है उसके पास इश्क है. Where you have a risk, there is always have a ishq, means what? Love and affection towards your business, towards your investor, towards your suppliers. So where is the risk is there is a ishq is there. And see that no internal focus of focus. No, generally people talk I can control on their own. On building the entire market. Internal environment which is controllable under you. Any, for example, expansion of business, changing of the process, recruitment of a high energetic team, that is in your control. But outside, it is not in your control. For example, when Jio came with the 1 rupee or free 199, Airtel is not having the right to control. Jio came with the 4G. Airtel is not having the right to control with the 4G, and they move from 2G to 4G now, right? So some external which is not under control. But I will come back later. What PESTL stand? So anything which is not controllable environment, anything which is controllable, that is internal environment. Therefore, what is going to happen tomorrow? Tomorrow is known. We are living in the VUCA world. Present scenario is called as VUCA world. VUCA. VUCA world. Anything is happening anytime. Right? We stand for volatility. Business is volatile. What is going to happen tomorrow? We don't know. Suddenly, demonetization will take place, lockdown will take place, suddenly the new product comes into the market, suddenly the new strategy used by the strategy, by the company, we don't know. We stand for volatile. You stand for uncertainties. Uncertainties. C stand for complexity, and A stand for ambiguity. The present world is VUCA world. Challenges are also there, awards also there, risk is also there, rewards also there, opportunities also there. Only you need to think twice before taking any decision. You need to understand the market, understand the process, your vision. You need to understand the complete thing. And the next one, you talk about the self-confidence. Businessman, they always feel that no, confidence is not a develop through continuously practice. Through continuously के आगे जीत है, नो डर के आगे दर्द है, दर्द के बाद जीत है. The fear last one is persistency. Means what? You need to bounce back. You are not a defeated soldier, you are a wounded soldier. Every time you fail, identify the failure, work out from the failure, that convert the failure into strength by start working on that one now. So you should not give up now. Called as never ever give up. Never, Negu, never ever give up. And also called as NME, no more excuses. Businessmen should have no more excuses. When your customers are not happy, you need to find out what is the reasons behind this one. So there are no more excuses. Are you able to follow? Stuff and entrepreneurs. Yes, Padma madam, is it follow?
Yes, sir, we are following.
Fine, it's equal to cash. Now, if you want to make business more in terms of growth, in terms of goodwill, in terms of customer satisfaction, in terms of dealer satisfaction, in terms of stakeholder satisfaction, in terms of stakeholder and shareholders, everybody should get benefited now. And how to get the cash? Cash is through cash. KAASH. Can you write down the what? We'll go one by one, sir. K stands for knowledge. If you're done, just tell me done. Write with the capital letter. K stands for KNOWLEDGE. Are you able to follow? Once you're done, just tell me done. Hello? Hello? Are you able to hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. K stands for knowledge. Have you done? You identify NO in that one. Make every businessman should know the knowledge about their business and of a customer. You need to understand and try to know the knowledge of the competitors, knowledge of the supplier, knowledge of the customer, knowledge of the vendor, knowledge of the market, knowledge of the government institute. Right. If you see the knowledge, try to find out NO and make a circle. In knowledge spelling, try to circle NO. Means what? Whatever you don't know. Second circle, KNOW. Whatever you don't know, try to know. Third circle, NOW. Whatever you don't know, try to know now. Learn and create a edge. Done, madam? Yes, sir. Okay. Right. Knowledge, that's the meaning. So every businessman or a entrepreneur, budding entrepreneur or a matured entrepreneur, you should know the knowledge. What knowledge means, what update about that business, update about industry, update about this customer and rules and regulation. Second A stand, the more important is the attitude of entrepreneur. Attitude of entrepreneur. Every generally, how many types of attitude? Anyone can tell how many types of attitudes are there? Can anyone? Are you following or not, sir?
Participants, please respond. Be in active mode, all of you.
Is the session is boring?
No, sir, it's quite interesting.
A for attitude, there are
positive attitude and negative attitude.
Okay, there are two more added called as what? Negative neutral attitude and second attitude. First one is positive attitude, second one is negative attitude, third one is neutral, fourth one second, S-I-K-K-E-N, second attitude. Second attitude is very dangerous. Means what? These people will spoil themselves. So that is the meaning of second attitude. Businessman, attitude of gratitude is required. Attitude of, that's the reason in Hindi we call it as a Grahak Bhagwan hota hai. Attitude of gratitude is required. And third one is what? Actions. What actions? Because your one actions will, correct action will take you up, wrong action will take you down. So before taking the action, you need to go with a mass exercise. Action. If I take, what is going to happen? If I take, what is going to happen? That gives a kind of alarm for you to take. Before taking the action, you should go with, discuss with your team members or partners or experts or mentors, so that you'll come with the collective actions. Your action should be constructive, not destructive. And S stand for skills are required. What skills are required? We call it as domain skills are your business skills or expertise. Person required domain skill or people skill. People skills means what? You need to under how to work with them, how to extract the work with them. That is skills are required. 80% of the business success come only from skills now, right? Your communication skills, right? Your leadership skills, your problem solving is creativity skills are required. Your idea generation skills. With the, can I offer one more product with the same customer? That, right? And H stand for habits required. Every day 1% improvement in your area. Every day 1% increment in my contacts. That requires about your, want to catch that, no, you need to come out with this cash. I repeat, K stand for knowledge, A stand for attitude of gratitude, another stand for actions. The next one is what? Skills and habits. That brings you cash. So cash in terms of money generation, in terms of growth generation, in terms of market expansion, in terms of customer satisfaction, in terms of dealer satisfaction, in terms of employee satisfaction. If you don't have a cash, remove C, it becomes a ash. It becomes a entrepreneurship development process. Right? If you want to start a business, what development for the ideation? As I said, no, if you recall the previous picture, idea, can you write down the vertically? IDEA, meaning IDEA vertically. I stand for internal. For internal. D stand for driven. E stand for external. Driven, E stand for external, A stand for actions. Internal driven external actions. Identify the problem in the market. You took as a opportunity, start developing product on the problem and offering in the market. So it's from outside to in. Took the problem from market or from outside environment, and you study the problem and you started making a product or services and offering the same market. It start from internal driven external action. The idea is one of the root cause or the seed of your business. Then we talk about second one is the planning. Once you have an idea, there is a lot of process are there, idea screening, idea evaluating, etc. They need to plan when to start the product, when to start manufacturing, when to start progressing the business. Right? We need to divide the planning into the bits one, right? So how to go for recruitment of a people, I did planning, when to recruit it, no. For approaching to the loans for the banks, when to approach it, no. Everything should be in a step-by process. What is planning? It's a thinking before doing function. Where we are, where you want to be, that bridges the gap. So very required operational planning, functional planning, strategic planning is required. Then we need to convert the plans into action. Means what you need to take a decision. What you plan, you need to take a decision. Then only we can come up with the execution of a decision. Right? Planning, actions, and execution. If the business is going up, all people are happy. Your product and idea is working in the market, then go for execution. If not, then you need to go back, think the reasons why this product is identify, and you can go with the brainstorming session, go with the reverse engineering example. If it is no right wrong, everything is green signal, go for scaling. And then it needs to go for hyper level, offering a product in the market. So these are the 5 steps towards independent development process. Then when you come back to the what are the characteristics or ways to promote a business. First one is with the connect with the corporate. When you are to start a business, no, when you are to start reaching to the people, first connect with the corporates. Now wait, how to promote this entrepreneurship in academic institution? You need to connect with the corporate. Corporate will give you the insight, what the problem they're facing it now. So that you can put yourself into the shoes of a corporate people, understand the pains, what they're feeling. Similarly, corporate also putting themselves in the shoes of a customer, what they're facing it now. Right? So we need to connect with the corporate so that we can bring the lot of people towards your institution and try to discuss about what are the opportunities are available. So before going to the corporate, before going to the, you will be knowing what are the opportunities are there. The corporate people will give you insight about the industry, how they're doing it now. Second one, you want to develop an entrepreneurship, you need to make a membership with example, Hyderabad Management Association, one of the best one in Hyderabad. Previously, they used to allowing for the engineering colleges also, so that you can become a pay 590. Every student can become a member of HMA, so that you can close. Is about your placement chances are increasing because you are visible in the market, you are visible to the corporate. Number 2, you can bring any of the expert through HMA to your colleges. Corporate mentoring. In second one, you talk about the executive talk. Third one talks as a jury member, so that it's a platform we can connect. No, HMA T-Hub, become a member of T-Hub. TIE also there. They're charging member, so that you will be knowing what the things are happening in the business world. And similarly, you can become an NHRD, where you can connect with the human resource of the HR manager of the any companies in Hyderabad or in India, called as NHRD, National Human Resource Development, institution membership, faculty membership, and student membership, 600 rupees something. This is the amount to be invested, so that you will be very closely connecting with the corporates. Then you can clearly see what the corporates are thinking, what you're having. The win-win situation comes, no? Even the corporates are struggling to get a right person. Corporates are finding, even the government of India is coming forward to go with the entrepreneur. So all this is a platform where you convert the platform into playground when you connect with the professional membership. And can you invite the people to your college? Right? For example, any young entrepreneur from Hyderabad, or you can invite, and they talk about what is the strategy they took it. No, right? So it's easy to bring those people into them so that you will be knowing before going to the corporate, before starting, you know what is happening in the corporate, but how the corporate will think. So it's a bridge between the institutions and the corporates, where you can. There are lot of corporates are there. I know some of the members in Alip. Madam, she's the first woman entrepreneur in paint industry in Andhra Pradesh, United Andhra Pradesh, and she is very happy to help the student to decide their future in the entrepreneurship. Alip, there are a lot of things. Recently, last 2 weeks back, we took the student to Alip. I'm also faculty for them. So these people are eagerly waiting. We want more people. We want more. So we are not doing any favor to them. We are just doing connecting institution and connecting the two people, the corporate mentor and the student, those having a mindset to start a business, and organizing the design thinking workshop. Take one problem, organize the design thinking workshop, how the technology can brought into the thinking process, how the technology can be introduced as a problem solver in the business. Right? Invite the business executive in the curriculum design. Yes, this is also very useful when you invite the people from the corporate to design the syllabus. Means what you are providing a problem solver to the corporates, no? Because what syllabus, what is available today, what is advanced today, if you bring advanced today in the classroom, right, when they pass out, it will be easy for them to survive in them. So inviting the people or best executive in the curriculum design, that is also one of the, and especially the entrepreneurship development program, bring the people from the different domain areas. So different people will come and give the inputs in the how the industry function, different industry business challenges, and we can bring the live classroom, live students start thinking the out of box, or we can say the thought process starts. Very active. I know engineering colleges are having EDP cell, but not on the paper. It should be very active. These are the way we promote in the industry. Then organize ideation workshop, like in IT we call it as hackathon, but in business we can have an ideation workshop. If you want to see the college, it's a accredited college and a NBA NAC UGC college. It is in Salem. In the YouTube it is available 1 hour 59 minutes, almost that video. It's called as ideation to commercialization. I give in detail about that, what I'm talking here. In detail I have given. It's very useful for the student to see what problems they are facing, what are the challenges are available with a live example. Workshop. Help the student to learn their own business funding. 4 to 5, 6 years on 1 lakh rupees, they can start with the business also. Now today, less profit. The risk is very high in the big businesses. Risk is very high in small businesses. We identify which business having, and you can make a portfolio of the businesses. No, even one business fail, other business should start up. No, or will take you to the next level. Modern teaching pedagogy to be changed. We need to success and failures of the corporate companies, that also we need to bring. For example, why Vijay Mallya's got failure? Where went wrong? Is it the problem areas, or problem with the business market, or problem with the top board of directors? It is a problem with the board of directors, right? So we need an corporate governance. We can say you should, before going to the corporate, but let the student should have a hands-on experience about this one. Provide a consultancy service to the small organization, non-profit. Let the student go and work in the small organization, identify the problem, like engineering knowledge. Go at least make a student of group of 2-3 people, go to MSM. Can you replace the process with your engineering learning? Can you replace the process with your app? You can to do projects. Alumni connect, bring the alumni from the corporates, from the entrepreneurship, and let them share their experience, success story and failure essay, and let the give a kind of what corporate insight to the student. Encourage student to participate in events, management events and hackathons. Organize awareness program on the financial support. Example, BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange, is giving a kind of free training to the students. Have some session in your college. Some of my friends are in that field. We can give, no need to pay any single amount to them. Government is giving, right? How to invest it? No. right? How to invest, where to invest. The government is coming forward. What is the risk associated with the mutual fund? Like there is a lot of people from the BSE or from the SMSME, people are coming. Just only you need to provide a platform. No need to pay any single amount of money. Only a cup of tea, a glass of water is required. Everything is funded by the government. So arrange this type of things so that the student will expose more to job exposure or your entrepreneurship. So these are the way, and what are the methodologies to be adopted for the focus on assessment of individual's behavior. Here I talk about the mindset is required now. So we need to understand the characteristics of it. So there are four outcomes of any graduates. What next we generally call us. There are four outcomes. One, as the mental mindset is right, they're looking for a job. First mindset is what, because our education is born and bottom in such a way that we are more focused on the job, looking for a job. So after 4 years, what next for the student? First one is about the entrepreneurship. Third one is about the higher education. Fourth one is the marriage. So mindset is what? Job. No. So can we shift from job to entrepreneurs? No. So what are the requirements? What the candidate should have? What the candidate need to develop? What you have, what you want to develop. So what are the individual characteristics to become an entrepreneur? I'm talking about the second option, about the entrepreneur. So vision, you need to have something in your mind. The idea of, we can say the DNA of doing something, DNA of starting a business. Which business? After going through the industry, should have a wings to fly, right? Should have a vision. Second one, you should have a passionate. Without passion, the entrepreneurship cannot be. So what is passion? Will not give a kind of a satisfaction. Like if you're doing, you do continuously work. Passion is what, when you are deeply involved in the work, you're not watching the watch, that is passion. When you're involved in the work, you're not feeling hungry. You forget about your breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So much of deeply involved in the work, that is passion. Anything which is not giving a sleep to you, that becomes a passion. So if you have a passion, a vision, definitely you can start your own business. And you need to have motivation. Motivation is externally work only for time being, like a painkiller. Motivation, external motivation, a painkiller. When you have a pain, you take a tablet, it will work. Again, the pain, chances of pain will come back. Again, you need to have one more tablet. But if you have an internal motivation, you are unstoppable. You always aim high. Do you know the balloon? If you take a normal balloon, fill the air, blow it, no, it will not go up. And tie the balloon will not tie up, will not go up. Put in the air and we need to hit. The balloon will go for certain level. Again, external motivation. Take same balloon, don't fill the air, go under, fill that in balloon with the helium gas. Pay something, and is the balloon required any external motivation? It is internal motivation. He in the top. It will not slow down. It will be on the up one. If you cut the throat, it will be sky is the limit for them. So similarly, every individual entrepreneur should have an internal motivation. That motivation will not settle down, will not help you to go for higher level, will not stop you for settle down to that one. They always say, no, can I come with the better one? Can I come with the better one? Means what? You are making your record, you are breaking record. You are unstoppable. You are like a flowing water. The sky is the limit when you have internal motivation. Stop. You will always focus on the results, not the reasons. External motivation is trying to find out the reason. Internal motivation is always going with the results. So market, you need to know the market knowledge. Just now I told you, what is the market knowledge? If you are coming with the 6G, what is the market knowledge? If you are making up a mobile phone of handset of a mobile phone, then you need to think about the 5G or 6G, not 4G or television handset, television sets. You need to find out what is the best technology. Okay. Black and white is not going to, CRT is not going to work out. No, it's going to be LCD is not going to work. LED is going to work out. No, Samsung is working on the dual televisions. No, one side and back side. Same combo TV means what? 2 screens on a same television. That is or bus stands. No, The same television can be used the two sides, no, and independent. One side you can see different, no. So these we need to understand the competitive strategy. What the now present situation is slow down, right? Something understand the customer and profile, understand the behavior of a customer, understand the vendors, understand the market position. All we need to gain the knowledge about the market. Then you need to know the product knowledge and service knowledge, right? What is my product? Now take example, biscuit is having a heavy competition. A huge, for example, Parle G versus Britannia glucose biscuit. But there are biscuit who created a monopoly in the biscuit industry. For example, dark and fantasy biscuit. Oreo biscuit, there is no substitute for Oreo. They created a monopoly. Even in the existing product industry or in the existing market, can you come up with a different strategy? Can you come with a different, right? That is what with this and create a always a businessman always hearing the hat of or crown of Fresno. डर के आगे दर्द है, डर के बाद जीत है. Risk is equal to ishq, right? And always have a self-confidence. Believe in you is the best one. And believe in you comes with the mindset. There are two types of mindset: victory mindset, victim mindset. Also called as what? Growth mindset, fixed mindset. So always people should have victory mindset, not victim mindset. Second mindset, right? Means today failure, no problem. Tomorrow I'm going to failure, no problem. Day after tomorrow I'm going to failure, no. Day after also tomorrow I'm going to failure, no. But one day is going to come that I'm going to be the winners, right? So never ever give up. That is the DNA of any entrepreneurship. And no more excuses. We want results. That self-confidence. It is come with the practice. And money management. So how you are going to use the money and how you are going to attract the money. How much amount you invested, called as ROTI, R-O-T-I, return on risk, return on total investment. On total investment. How much amount you are spending in investing? And you are expecting it now. Maybe 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, or 10 years. Right? This is what the ROTI, money management, and decision-making ability. You need to be proactive or reactive. If you're not active, you will be out of the business. Jio came with 4G immediately. The companies which are able to change, shifted from 2G to 4G, they are there now. Tata gone, they're not able to change. Now Tata mixed with the Airtel now. Right? The decision-making ability, you're either proactive or reactive. If you're not the business, right? And adaptability, you need to adopt the mantras of the market. Jaisa desh, vaisa bhes. You need to fit according to the market, fit according to the mindset of the customer. You need to adapt, not adopt. Adaptability. Move. Like water is adaptability nature. You put in the any condition. Man, life is always about ups and downs. See, even in the business also, life is also ups and downs. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. You need to adaptability, right? The next one, ability to develop a network. This is one of the key assessment of an individual. Called as, can you all of you write WUK is equal to WKU. WUK is equal to WKU. WUK is what? Who knows you, whom you know. This is what network. Network of champions, network of achievers. जिसके पास network है, उसके पास net worth है. And how to develop network? Through your extra what qualities. Always mix with the people. Every day develop a habit of adding in new people in your life. Every day meet with the people, greet with the people, try to develop a rapport with them, try to develop a relationship with them. Relationship, I'm not talking about the negative relationship, is hello, hi to the next level, right? Called as IPR, interpersonal relationship development. No? So develop a network and network is equal to net worth. These are the assessment of individual characteristics. Now talk about the methodology for the second level. Focus on the evaluation of the business opportunity. In the previous one, we talk about the individual assessment. Now talk about the beyond individual. It is the environment. Focus on the evaluation of business opportunity. As I said, identify the problems or opportunity in the market. Identify the PSP and PSS. What is PSP? Problem solving product, problem solving services. Right? Identify the MVP, most viable product. Most viable product in terms of money, in terms of quality, in terms of productivity, in terms of feasibility, in terms of people like and likability. The most viable product. And determine the demographic profile. These we need to understand the market. This is related to the market. No, this is related to the population where you are offering it. We need to study the population. What is the population? No, the age, education, the lifestyle, the income level, the thought process, their culture. We need to where you are offering a product. Who are the target customer? What the age group? No. Right now, today young generation are India is above. We know India is called as youngistan in the world. 60%, 65% of the population is below 35%, and 35% of the population is below above 65% now. So means what? 65 age group people. So 35% are the decision makers. No, they are the individual who are very young, energetic, and they're knowledgeable, and they're quickly taking the decision. To identify the demographic profile where you are offering a product or services, which market, understand the buying behavior, what they buy, why they buy. There are 5 W and H. No, what they buy, why they buy, where they buy, when they buy, who are buying it. No, and how they are buying it. No, to understand the buying behavior of a consumer, right? And Indian consumer thing you give extra, they're more focused on the extra in the form of a gift, something, right? So do market analysis. I said no, market analysis, competitors analysis, vendor analysis, and financial analysis. Who are the gainers, who are the losers in the market? And understand the PESTLE, P-E-S-T-L-E. P stand for political. Is the political means what related to the present ruling government, either in the state or in the center. Now here in India, both are on the same track. There is no difference between the state government and the Indian government. Central government and state government. Both the government is having a focus on developing entrepreneurs. TAB is ahead with the central government because they are providing an ecosystem. Right? Central government coming with the schemes. State government coming with the mentoring, creating an ecosystem, support system. Is creating a, this is a non-government organization or government organization, right? Handholding by the ruling government or state government and opportunities providing. Second one is the government is stable or not stable. If it is stable, then definitely the people want to get more able to attract the investment. Like KCR recently visited to foreign countries, now say that he is bringing the top companies into Telangana to provide opportunities. Modi government is, Modi ji is in the USA now. He's trying to bring the lot of manufacturing. Say that he's a big fan of Modi, and they want to allow the Tesla only in India when there is a manufacturing in India. Otherwise, we don't want to allow Tesla. This the government is coming forward with the red carpet. E stand for economical condition. Present the economy is boom or doom. Right? Inflation, all we talk about. So how is the situation? Right? IT industry recession period. No, again it bounces back. Right? S stand for societal. How the society will come forward for your business. If any product which is dangerous to society, it will not come. Any product which is going to provide a service to the society, people will come forward and help you. P stand for society. T stand for technology. Now, technology is very dangerous now in the present situation. What is going to happen to me? Because advanced technologies, tomorrow's outdated technology. Today's advanced, tomorrow's outdated. So technology is making a very fast moving. So we cannot predict for day after tomorrow. Only can predict for tomorrow, but we cannot predict the day after. No threat is going on. I mean, we have come across in a lot of videos and talks in the classroom also. Talk about chat GPT came. This is a technology. L stand for legal. Do the business which should have a legal approval. Anything which is not doing legally approved, that becomes error. So previously it was a lot of confusion if you want to take the, but no, only single window policy. KCR sir, when came to the first time in 2014, he said, no, you want to have a single window system. All the, if you want to start a business, single window system. So government, what are the legal now? The reducing the formalities, giving easy licenses, no. And he stand for ecology again, environment and ecology, economy and environment, right? The businessman understand the competitive strategy about the 4 P's. Now understand what is a competitive strategy, how you want to be different with the competitors. Unless and until you should have difference, you cannot lead the market. What is 4 P's here now? Product, price, promotion, physical distribution. Again, I repeat, product, price, physical distribution, and promotion. Right? Price war. One reduces the price, other reduces the price. What is a product? Is it a homogeneous product or heterogeneous product? Homogeneous product means 2 companies are same, offering the same. Like I said, no, Parle-G is offering glucose, whereas Britannia is also versus Britannia Tiger. Both are glucose. But they came with the one more product called as what? Kit. Dark Fantasy from ITC. This is a product differentiation where there is own product and the price is very high for that. No, to understand, bring some changes in your product and how to generate the resources. As you know that, no, who is a great manager, who is a great entrepreneur, who convert the management into our management. Convert the management into our management. What is our management? OUR, optimum utilization of resources. And for every businessman, there are 4 M's are there, common for 4. And the 5th one differentiate between one company to other company. What is first M? First M is what the manpower or people power, money. Second one is money, manpower. Second one is money. Third one is material. Fourth one is what? Machinery. Men, money, material, machinery, and the 5th one, the differentiate between one company to other company is what? Methodology. How the process you are going it now, right? And the expected ROTI. ROTI means a return on total investment. So these are the, if you're investing 1 crore, when you are going to get back the 1 crore, time, return on, this is one of the key ingredients in the success of any businessman is about the mechanism of feedback. First C is talk about the customer. Are the customers are happy with their product? Are the customers are happy with the delivery? Are the customers happy with the packing? Are the customers are happy with the price? Are the customers happy with the quality, duration, everything? First C is talk about customers. Second C talk about the consumer. And the customer, consumer, client, and competitors, and the others one, right? Now, what are the tools for entrepreneurship? Now, it called as idea. Idea means come with what? Idea. Your idea should bring light, removing the darkness in the market by offering something brightness. And the once you ignite a lamp in the entire hall, all light, visibility, and light. Means in the form of a opportunity of ecosystem with your idea. Idea means you are giving something, jobs. You are giving opportunity for the people to sell the product. You are giving opportunity to work for a company. You are giving opportunity for the dealers. You are giving opportunity for the government to, if you help me, I'll get back to. This is your idea, should have idea. Second, we talk about brainstorming session. Once you have an idea, let idea discussed by all the different people, come with the pros and cons of that idea, right? There should be a negative concept, positive concept, or healthy brainstorming session required, right? The next one is what? You should have 5 W's. Once you have an idea, all the people should work on the idea, come with our idea. Then our idea should, before implementing, should have 5 W, 1 H. No, it is called a sponge part of what my idea, where is the idea is going to implement it, when is the idea implemented, why we want to hear, and who are the people. This 5 W, and you should develop a reverse engineering. re-engineering or reverse engineering. Idea should be go with the backward also if it is not properly moving. If it is not working, if it is not executing, something went wrong, we need to go back, reverse engineering or re-engineering. Then if not able to solve that one, we need to go with the expert, like Albert D. Mano came with the 6 hat thinking, right? How to come up with them. Then you need to have a scamper. I will discuss scamper separately. So these are the tools and techniques for the entrepreneurs to come up with their idea with the brainstorming session, 5Ws, 1H, 6 thinking, so that the idea should be filtered at this level. When the idea is going to implement, it should not have any 0.001% errors, right? Now, I talk about the scramble, no? What is a substitute for my business? Right? Can I, if the process is not working, can I change the process? If the quality of the product, if the raw material is not working, can I change the product, raw material? Can I identify the alternatives? Can I go with the replacing of the thing, either with the concept or something else? Second one, combine, unite, and what, who, etc. It is a common idea. I said no, one idea. If I share the idea, let other person identify the loopholes in my idea. Third person can identify. We are coming with the all the filtering level, and so it's a filtering level brainstorming. Then you can come with the combined idea. Then you are adopting the idea, adjusting to the new purpose, reshape of that one, and fine tune up of the idea. Then if any gaps are there, you filter it inside. When you go to the market, there are some people identify there is something weakness. Come back and modify and magnify. First modify, then you need to go the failure chances, minify, right? Put to another use. Change the location, can we change the time? Can you see it? How you are seeing it now? Put yourself in the form of customer, right? Then eliminate what is something you intend to eliminate and rearrange and reverse it. Now, these techniques. Now, coming back to the how the Marwadis will do the business. If you see the word M-A-R-W-A-R-E, Marwari, not Wadi, Marwadi. Don't have a like, but they will find out the opportunity. They go to the villages. There is पहुंचे रेलगाड़ी, वहां पहुंचे बैलगाड़ी, जहां ना पहुंचे बैलगाड़ी वहां पहुंचे मारवाड़ी. So these are the Marwadi people having a DNA in their DNA about the business. No, how they utilize the money. So as a businessman, you need to bring that Marwadi culture in your thinking process. So money monetization. Marwadi always say that roti, kapda, makan, dukan. They want to earn the money. Marwadi people are very few in the job. They are always the job provider, either a small shop or a big shop, either if a street hawker, bandi bechne wala in the multi-billion, they are Marwadis. No, they know the money monetization, how to rotate the money. Right? Second one is they're accountable. They're not blaming either their success or their failure. They will not blame anyone. They bounce back with their own creativity, and they are the risk takers. That's the reason the harder we try, the luckier they are. They are risk takers. And the community also hand-holding. If Marwadi people will handhold their process, they are the risk taker. They develop a community of learners, community of hand-holding. Today, I'm losing the business. Some other Marwadi is going to help me. And now he is needed to return back to some other people who are in the right. It's a kind of law. What you give, it will come back to us. That is a belief. Wisdom believers. They trust on the people, bet on the people, and motivate the people. And values. No, the Marwadi people never cheat. The root is what? The culture is the social values, the moral value, ethical values, the gender value, the religion value. And the Marwadi people, when they're not able to solve the problem, not able to find out, they go to the Dadaji or Nanaji, old generation people, because they know how the problems are going to solve it now. So they will go to the roots and cultures, and they are esteemed. They never.
Sir, no audio, sir.
These
Hello? Sir, audio break is there, sir. We can't hear you, sir. Rajesh sir. Hello. And బయటకు కూడా వెళ్ళిపోయారు. I think there is a connectivity issue. Just wait for a moment. Let me check with sir. Sir has joined. There was a connectivity issue from the sir and sir has joined. Yeah. Right, sir. Your slide is visible, sir, but your audio is off, sir. You can just switch on your unmute yourself, sir.
Is it
Yes,
okay?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right.
So this is the last slide. Before last slide, I want to share one story. How the business started by Karsan Bhai Patel in the year 1979. Is it okay, ma'am? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please
Okay.
continue, sir.
1979 started by Nirma Karsan Bhai Patel. His friend was very closely. He is not a engineer at that time, not a businessman. He was just having a diploma in the chemical technology, DCA something was there. So his friend's boss told him to go and collect some sample of salt from the chemical from the market. His friend requested it and get some well. So he accepted his request. He went to the market. He brought some sample of salt while returning back from the market. And it was a heavy rain and he exposed to the rain and he could not able to protect himself. And it was completely wet. He went back home and he removed the pant and put on the coat pant. He went to the market again. He informed the boss, today I'm going to get the sample. Yesterday, what I collected, it was completely got wet and wasted. So he went to the market. He collected two samples of that salt, one for his boss, one for him. And you see this, when he collected the 4 sample, he took 4 packets and kept in the 4 different pockets. One shirt to 2 pants and third another pocket. When he came back, he took the dirty cloth. He took the dirty 4 pieces. And he started washing each piece with one salt packet. And 1 packet salt gave the good bright results. Second day evening, he went to the market. He collected 1 kg of the similar salt. Washing his and below kind of what chemical is giving a result. No. Then he started buying every day 1 kg, every day 5 kg. He went to the market. 1 week he brought 5 kg. Totally in a 6 day he brought 30 kgs. Second week he brought again 30 kgs. Second week he brought again 30 kgs. And first after that, what he did? He made 1 kg packets every day, 5 kgs. He made 5 kgs of 1 kgs of 5 packet. Second day 5 kg. After 1 week, he got 30 kgs, 30 packets of 1 kg. Next week, he went to the market, 5 kg he brought, he made half kg packets. So 60 packets he 30 kgs and 30 packets of 1 kg he made. And how to market in the market? When he was weighing and putting in the packet, he was packing. That time his daughter came forward and he was playing with the father. He thrown the weighing machine. He put to push the weighing machine, and the entire chemical fell down. And the father, Karsanbhai Patel, gave a slap to this daughter, and she was crying. And when she went to the mother, the wife asking about Karsanbhai, why you are beaten? Then Karsanbhai Patel went to the his room, and he's opened the almara. He got a chocolate in that one. He brought the chocolate and gave it to the daughter. After taking the chocolate, she was felt very happy. She was dancing, and that dancing picture, and you put on the doll, the Nirma doll. And recently, almost 7 years back, the daughter, Narsanbhai Patel, died in the road accident. And how to sell in the product in the market? So he was not having the money, not brand name, no, that time there is no media, etc. So he took the help of his friends, neighbors. Today I will give 10 rupees to you. You need to go to the Kirana shop in the different. So he has given 5 areas to that lady, and every day you need to go to the Kirana shop and ask them about the Nirma hai kya. That lady, the maid servant, first day paid 10 rupees and go to the market. She went to the asking about the Nirma. Second day, she said, do you have one more day? Because there is 1969, 1969, it was 10 rupees means very high value. And he also told that, no, can you bring some more maid servant? 10 rupees, I'll give 10 rupees, you need to go to the market and find out. No. So every day he is 10 rupees, second day onward 50 rupees. Right? All the 5 women need to frequency, different timing. I need to go to the Kirana market. Do you have a Nirma? And asking the Kirana person, do you want a Nirma? And the Kirana person shocked. And he said, what is Nirma? He said, detergent product. No. So 2 rupees 50 paisa selling cost price, 3 rupees was the selling price. Means what? A retailer needs to invest 2 rupees 50 paisa, and he's getting 50 paisa for investment of 2 rupees 50 paisa. Means the selling price is 3 rupees. That time Hindustan 14 rupees 50 paisa per kg, and the selling price was 15 rupees. So retailer started thinking, if I invest 14 rupees 50 paisa for Surf Excel, and I'm getting selling for 15 rupees and only limited selling because it's the rich class people. And he's getting only commission for 50%, 50 paisa. Then he realized, no, retailer realized, no, they want to push it. No, the retailer started pushing the Nirma. Okay, so this is how the Nirma started. I think some network issues. So from my end, I want to close on, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your wonderful session. Giving a lot of exposure towards really it was a heavily loaded, your topic was with a lot of real-time application, actually how the entrepreneurs are coming in with different scenarios, what they are facing in their daily life. Very much you made us, all of us, to think and do or come up with some new ideas. Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful session.
Thank you,
From the
I'll share this.
participants, any questions, please? Just 1 minute, because the other speaker, Dr. Nishant, is also ready. So we'll continue with the next session. 1
Yes,
minute only. Please, participants, any questionnaire from your side to Dr. Rajesh? Parishit?
I'll share the PPT also, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, sir. Can chat in the chat box. Any questions from the participants? If no questions, thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful
Thank
session.
you. Thank you, all the participants. Sorry, there was some network issue. I could not able to reconnect it, and we may be missing something. I'll share the feedback to Padma ma'am. Thank you, Padma ma'am, for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Have a good day. Have a great day to all of you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. So, my dear participants, the next speaker, Dr. Nishant sir, is already online. We'll continue with the next session because we are running short of the time. Please allow to continue with the next session by Dr. Nishant from OTBI. Sir, your
Hello.
voice is.
Yes, hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great.
Yeah.
Can I share my screen?
Yes, sir. Just a minute, sir. I'll introduce, then you can
Sure,
share.
sure, please.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation for the topic on business opportunities identification, source of information. Dr. Nishant is a innovation fellow from OTPI Hyderabad, that is from Osmania University. Sir has received masters from Erasmus and IAESTE scholarship from University of Augsburg, Germany. Sir was a junior researcher in INSTM, Italy. Sir has received doctorate from Marie Curie Fellowship from University of Catania, Italy. Sir has worked as a material development scientist in the Procter & Gamble from Germany, and Sir is currently an innovation fellow at OTBI Hyderabad with a skill set of ideation, design thinking, and materials R&D. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation. I can please continue your session, sir. You are, sir, a minute, sir. You will be done as a co-host.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah, just a minute, sir. We are making you as a co-host.
Thank you,
So
ma'am.
that you can share your slides, sir.
Sure, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. You are done.
Sure, ma'am. Is my screen visible?
No, sir.
Maybe it is just coming. Give it 2 minutes, please.
Yes, sir.
Is it visible now, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me begin. Initially, let me thank Professor Padma for this opportunity, and thank you for that nice introduction. So the topic for today is business opportunity identification, sources of information. So as Professor said, I'm Dr. Nishant Pedagopu, and currently I'm working as Innovation Fellow at OTBI. And just to add to my background, I also received entrepreneurship certification from University of Heidelberg, Germany. So let us begin. So as Professor Padma has already explained this, let me not go through this again. So yeah, so briefly, initially we'll try to understand first, what does business opportunity mean? How we can identify and what are the different features regarding that? And then later we'll come around the information sources which are available, the right channels to get through that information sources. And of course, finally, we'll conclude, and then we'll have a proper questionnaire as well. So maybe a kind request to everyone, maybe if you have any questions, just note down the slides, slide numbers as such, and then you can either post it in your in the chat box, or later during the Q&A, you can just shoot all your questions all together. But if there is some burning questions there and then, please do interrupt me. It's absolutely fine with it. So let us first start. So what does opportunity initially means? Not only in terms of business aspect, but just opportunity. Opportunity itself means that there is a need for something, or there is a burning desire to do something. In terms of business context, this can culminate down to as defined as a situation that enables an entrepreneur to offer marketable products or services to interested buyers or end users. Please note the use of marketable products or services here, because for an entrepreneur, this is a very much a requirement that, there could be n number of ideas, but if it cannot be, brought down to a commerciality aspect, then that opportunity cannot prevail. So for an entrepreneur, there is a specific need for any opportunity to translate into a marketable product or services which is interested to buyer or our end users as well. Let me quickly switch on the pointer option as well. Yeah, maybe, yeah, this is better. Okay. So in terms of opportunity, there are a lot of situational factors, because the opportunity is something which is quite tangible in that sense. So there are a lot of situational factors which can influence the opportunity as well. So paramountly, product or services cannot still exist is one of the situations, like, for example, any opportunity you want to create your company upon, that product or services is still not yet in the market. It is a very hypothetical scenario in which you're imagining, in future retrospective, and you're coming up with something to, in terms of that aspect, which you can portray it and bring down to your end consumers. Or on hindsight, it could also be that the product or service is already in the market, but it has failed to satisfy the customer, so needs to be improved. For example, you have seen all these transportation, like Rapido, or like Uber. There are so many in these domains, and nearly all are quite doing well. So the services already exist, but still people have come up with newer innovations to make make the transition much better and make it much more affordable for the end consumers as well. So the opportunity doesn't always mean that you have novelty in that, but it can also mean that there is a existing services and you're also working to make that service much better. If you can do it better than your competitor, then you're already in the market. So this was just some basic understanding of opportunity in terms of for an entrepreneur, or also in terms of business, what do we look for? Now, how does this opportunity emerge? So I have put on 3 points here which are very much critical. So when people decide they have certain need and want to be satisfied, or when people discover a problem of some kind, then that can be helped by a product or service. Please pay attention to the need here. And I'll keep coming back to the need, because any opportunity, any business, any ideation happens because of this need. If you can understand, if you can relate to the problem, if you have the empathy, if you have the desire to be close to the problem, to feel it, then only you'll be able to understand the opportunity of it, and then only you can be able to translate it down to make it much more innovative and bring it down to your customer segment as well. So this need is extremely important. Another aspect of that, which I have previously explained, the presence of unfulfilled needs and want of problems alerts the entrepreneur to the potential opportunity. Because see, if the need is there, it means that people want that change to happen, but that hasn't been done. So that desire to want something fulfills one of the initial needs of any opportunity. And the last part is that the entrepreneur creates a business that can fulfill that need or want and solves the problem. So this is the basic understanding on a tree structure of opportunity, and how or what feelings or desires can influence the opportunity in terms of feasibility to your whole business ideation. Now, what could be the approach to this opportunity identification? So there are 3 major ones. That is, first, observe changes in the environment. Second, recognize a need that customers have that is not being satisfied. And third, recognize problems and find ways to solve it. So see, ultimately, you see all the 3 are sort of interrelated and connected through need. First, observe changes in the environment. For example, it means that location changes. It means that generation changes. For example, like you can say that with terms of media, for example, initially we used to have newspapers, then it came, then radio came along, then then TV came along, and then now we have this internet medium as well. So with time, how things have been changing, and the same goes with location as well. So for example, that a product or a service which is much more influential, or which is much more in need, for example, in India, it might not be the scenario what happens in Europe, or in Germany or Italy, or even in US, for example. So with environmental changes, with time changes, with scenario changes, with people as well involved, there are a lot of dynamics in play here. So we need to understand first these changes and then come up with the right understanding of the opportunity within that particular demography or that particular location and in that particular time frame as well. Another aspect which I have already made it clear, the essential part of the need, to recognize the need that customers have that is not being satisfied. This is the most essential part, because then only you will understand what is the importance of that problem to be solved. And see, this need is again coming to the third point, how it is, the need is coming because you can recognize there is a problem which exists. And then you have that zeal and that you have that vigor to solve it. So these three basically are the approach towards opportunity identification. Now let us go a bit deeper into the environmental changes, which I initially explained, but let us be much more specific about it. So changes in the environment give rise to needs and wants and problems, and an opportunity emerges. The important factors to observe include economic forces, social forces, technological advances, political and regulatory statutes. Now, let me explain you these points with respect to examples as well. Let me take you to that tabular format in a bit of a second. Okay, let us first understand what are the different changes in environment which can happen. Okay, so for example, in terms of need, 1 second, guys. Yeah, okay. So in terms of structure of population and income, you can see that, for example, number of teenagers are higher, for example, in India than the number of elderly people, which means that, we have higher purchasing power as such when it comes to commerciality of any services or product. So for example, when you see the products, what can happen for that is cyber cafes, cineplexes, recording studios, passengers car, we have all these apps, household furnitures. So this is how a structure of population and income can influence your products and services as well. Coming to the social aspect, how it can influence: increase incident of housebreaking, increase interest in fitness, increase mobility of population, increasing predominance of dual income families. These leaves less time to cook at home. So you see development of Maggie, for example, or a quick fix food. Yeah, the fitness center, dancing classes, in-house exercise equipment, hand phone, laptop computers. This is just to make you understand that how our social dynamics can also influence the opportunity and need, and how we can ideate on that aspect. Similarly, technological advances in biotechnology, and now we are looking at artificial intelligence as well, and how it might be changing the whole dynamics of jobs, and whole dynamics of products which are coming up. There are n number of products which has already been hitting the market. Then development of the internet, increased pressure to improve economic performances. There are a lot of factors which can be influenced because of technological advances as well. And I think the best example was when I gave you media related changes, from newspaper to radio to TV to internet. So you always need to be abreast with the technological advancement as well. So again, in this, the examples could be biotech related, pharmaceutical products, food products, veterinary products, e-commerce, the emergence of Amazon, Alibaba. There are n number of examples regarding these. Online marketing. Now you might have seen also the influence marketing. For example, your Instagram, your Facebook, which predominantly works on this influence marketing and stuff. So similarly, when we come to government policies and statutes, the increased need for standards. We have a lot of bifurcation when it comes to pollution as well. Then there are smoke emission controls, helmet. Firebird, the helmet brand, I mean, this has revolutionized the helmet region. And for example, the same goes with seatbelt as well. So, with government policies and statutes, it also pushes towards the availability of opportunity. And we need to rationalize all our opportunities on the basis of these important pillars and factors. Moving on. Now, how can we determine or how can we work to fundamentally understand these opportunity and what technical aspect which we can utilize to rationalize if this opportunity could be commercial or not. So with that understanding, let us look at first market research. Market research is the foundation of any opportunity identification. We need to understand the target market, demographics, preferences, and trends. Please pay attention to these factors, because see, if you just ideate and if you try to think that, okay, there is a need of this, okay, the problem exists, okay, so the opportunity is there, but if you don't do market research, you will never understand if your ideation or if that opportunity is actually commercial or not. So because see, we live in a very cynical world. It's not an idealistic scenario where you can just create an idea or where you just find an opportunity and that becomes like a company later. This doesn't happen. We need to be quite realistic. So before we hit the market research is one of the tools which can help us synthesize our idea, understand our opportunity, whether it is commercial or not, and then once we have the prototype ready, we can hit the market and make it much more commercial. So with that, for example, the rise of e-commerce in India, market research revealed a growing tech-savvy population, which is the present generation as of now. Amazon identified this opportunity and launched its Indian marketplace. Amazon is in loggerheads with Reliance as well. So you can imagine how much Amazon have done their market research and tried to understand that they have a huge visibility with the Indian diaspora, and that is why they disrupted the Indian market, which resulted in significant success and market dominance. I mean, practically you see every other seller, even in India right now, everybody wants to be on Amazon. Even if it is a small time seller, even if they are drop shippers, or even if they are quite established company as well, they would want to start, or they would want the product to be displayed in Amazon for sure. So this is how market research can help you gain the right ground towards commerciality. Now, consumer behavior. Consumer behavior is another aspect of technical rationalization, which is very much required before you can commercialize any of your product. If you don't do this, then there is a higher chance or higher probability that your opportunity, which has been created by the need and demand, still cannot be synthesized or rationalized in the right manner. Now, how can this be achieved? So analyzing consumer behavior helps identify new opportunities. The best example for that is the evolution of ride-hailing services. All this Uber, Ola, Rapido. Now, what it does it? Observation of crowded public transport and inconvenience. See, here comes your problem statement. Observation of crowded public transport and the inconvenience led to the idea. So first, you need to understand where was the problem. So the problem was the observation of crowded public transport. And there was a lot of inconvenience when it came to traveling. I think you must have also seen that people hailing, private, autos and taxis, which used to have very inflated costs. You must have all experienced this, that, since the, emergence of all these taxi services or transport services, the cost has relatively gone down a lot with what it used to be initially. So we need to always remember that with any problem or with any need, there is an innovation at the back door, which can help us rationalize. We just need to innovate in that aspect, which can help us. And one of the tools for that is consumer behavior. Second, for example, Ola and Uber capitalized on the opportunity by providing convenient transportation. See, here, convenient means there is what they were trying to solve. You can see the problem statement here, right? The inconvenience led to the idea. So whatever they needed to work out, whatever the ideation which came along, it had to be convenient. This was their first and primary goal. And that is how, the emergence of apps, the easy accessibility of, any of these services. And that is how they made a very innovative solution to the problem of crowded public transport and inconvenience to get it. So that is how you rationalize your ideation or the opportunity which exists. And the third part, disrupted the traditional taxi market and gained widespread popularity. As I explained to you, initially we used to have all this monopoly with every location. They would have their own, auto services, auto stands. They would have their own taxis, which they would all have a very inflated cost. So they disrupted that market. They made it quite linear in that aspect. Of course, I mean, Ola, Uber, and everyone, they still have a very dynamic costing model, which changes according to the need of an individual, or according to the time when when it peaks, the cost peaks as well. But that is some other topic of discussion. But the matter of fact is, they solved the problem when it came to about crowded public transport and the inconvenience, which then led to this idea, and they were able to solve it. So consumer behavior, again, we need to keep in mind, goes hand in hand with market analysis as well. Now, the third part, how can we identify the opportunity? So, gaps in the market. Now, what does gaps in the market means? For example, the growth of organic food and wellness product. Market research revealed the rising health consciousness among Indians. Companies like Patanjali identified the gap and capitalized on it. Fill the market void with a wide range of organic products. This is a similar case what we see right now as well. With when it comes to AI, people have been trying to rationalize how we can sorry for that. That was my Siri talking a bit. But anyways, so people wanted to understand how AI can bridge the gap between accessibility and also make it much more available for general public to make their work as much easy as possible. And that is why now you see there are AI software with which you can just talk, and it can rationalize the voice modulation as well. There are AI to even start synthesizing and summarizing whatever you are writing. They can even answer on the basis of what you have written. They can even understand the real essence of each and every word which is being used. There AI which is being developed for photo generation as well. So this is how the artificial intelligence is looking at the gaps in the market which exist, where with the use of these sort of technologies, they can incorporate much more advanced version of products, and they can make the life of their end product or consumers much more easier. Similarly, when it was a trend of organic and I think we are still moving forward towards that generation where organic products and sustainability is much more of importance. And that is why you can even see, for example, the move towards sustainable clothing, the move towards organic medicines as well, Ayurveda, and there are n number of examples. But we need to understand that we need to rationalize these gaps in the market which exist. And this happens not only because of the existence of technology, but also because of demographic locations. It can also happen because of the time push. For example, there was a time period when plastic was said to be the holy grail of all materials, where people were trying to make plastic as good as possible because it was so cheap, raw material was so cheap to procure, and then the end product was equally so much better in material aspect. But then later we found out that plastic is not that good for the environment. It is actually not helping with sustainability aspect. But this was rationalized later, much later, and because of that, now we see there are so many negative aspects to use of plastics as well. But this was not seen before. So they could at that moment identify that gap wherein plastic was a very a durable material which can be utilized for multiple aspects. But later we found out that this has got greater repercussions on the environment as well. So of course, identifying gaps in the market is one of the essential aspects. But we now, with a critical thinking, that we need to move forward with the mindset of sustainability and circular economy as well. So that is why this goes hand in hand too. But in terms of opportunity identification, with market analysis, consumer behavior, identifying gaps in the market is an essential part as well. technology and innovation. I think this I have kept on repeating how much is the importance to understand how the world is moving and how newer technology is coming into picture. I think artificial intelligence is just one of them, but you all know with the digital India startup by our Prime Minister Modi as well, how much he has been pushing towards digitalization of every aspect, not only in terms of payment, but also in terms of building of smart cities. For example, what is being done in Kashmir side as well, in Jammu and Kashmir. So we need to understand that there is a greater need for technology and innovation, but that technology and innovation are time dependent and it changes quite fast as well. So we need to be abreast with that technology and keep understanding the need and the demands of people on the basis of technology and innovation as well. So just to give you some example, of course, digital payment solutions in India, Phone Pay, Bharat Pay, all this stuff which came along, GPay, demonetization pushed the need for digital transaction. And I think everybody, whoever has lived in India, they have felt the effect of demonetization somewhere or the other. Paytm recognized the opportunity and provided a convenient mobile payment solution, became a market leader and expanded into various financial services. I think this is one of the best example to culminate here. But at this point, let me just ask you guys, I mean, any thoughts on the example? What do you guys think about opportunity and how market or consumer analysis or how technological innovation is pushing that towards the greater availability of products and resources? I mean, let us make this session much more interactive in sense, because we're coming up with a lot of examples too. So please pitch in. Please pitch in. If there are any questions, please let us know, and then we can move forward. Okay.
Yes. Participants, any questions?
Yeah.
Please. You can unmute yourself. Okay, sir, we can continue, sir.
Okay, good.
Right.
Good. Okay. Then comes the aspect of collaborations and partnerships. So, one of the most important stuff when it comes to opportunity identification and rationalization as such is the collaboration and partnership. The best example for this is Swiggy and local restaurants. So, how actually Swiggy started was they identify that there is a greater demand for food and delivery services. And why I'm saying this is because, like initially, if you think like 10 years ago, everybody, food is something which works in every generation, every time, every moment, because this is something which is a general want of human mankind, But at the same time, initially, it used to be that if you want to have food, you need to go to a restaurant. There was no other way. Even, the availability of all this smaller stalls, food stall was not that much initially. This is something which is happening now with the change in time and change in technologies, We see even food stalls which are being presented in a motor bus or moped as well. There are so many innovation which is happening in this region. But the essence of the fact is food was always something which people wanted, but there was a lot of issues when it came to accessibility of food. And Swiggy identified that part, but they went a step higher where they could rationalize that, okay, accessibility is an issue, but if they're delivering food, it has to be in a particular time frame as well. And that is why you see whenever Swiggy or, all these food services, Zomato or something, whenever you order the food, they even tell you that there is an estimated time of arrival is, for example, I don't know, 40 minutes, 1 hour. This is an essential innovation in that as well. So they could understand that, okay, people want food, there is a demand of that, but the greater innovation in that is that if the person can know, okay, in how much time the food is coming. So this disrupted the market altogether, because then people felt that, okay, there's a much more easier access and they have the control and they know when the food is being delivered to their places. So this is something innovative is they came up with the already existing need and the requirement of food as such. So for this, they partnered with local restaurants to offer a wide variety of food options, and they created a win-win situation by generating additional revenues for both parties. So see here, they not only created a market for themselves as in food tech business, but they also helped the restaurants. They collaborated and partnered with the restaurants, because see, if they individually would want to do this, then the restaurants would have never indulged into this conversation, or restaurants would have done it of their own as well. But the matter of fact is, this collaboration and bringing together different sectors will help you also to create a newer business opportunity. So that is why collaboration and partnership is something which comes very much down in the respect of technical calculations. But this could be one of the game changers, because you can never know with whom and with what sort of partnership you can come up with some novel ideations with the existing opportunity and existing demand itself. So that is why collaboration and partnerships forms an essential part of this whole opportunity identification. Now, so as we have explained how much important is the need when it comes to opportunity identification, and we saw that there are some critical factors or technical background to identify these opportunity and rationalize whether they can be commercial or not. So for this purpose, opportunity occurs whenever there is a need and you want to fulfill. The term needs refer to the basic needs that the consumer must have in order to live, while the term wants refers to a personal desire for something that is more than basic need. So just to rationalize everything, the need is something which fuels the desires and makes it available for a particular entrepreneur to work and start the process. After the need comes the rationalization, wherein you incorporate consumer analysis, marketing background, also the collaborations and partnerships. And of course, there are, once you go much more in depth, which is outside the scope of this session, there are also technical aspects to prototyping as well, where before you launch, you develop a prototype of the model, test it with those parameters, you define some parameters, and then once those parameters, success factors are fulfilled, and then you launch your product or your services. But see, all these which are determined later in the tree structure comes initially from the desire or from the need, which has to be looked upon on the basis of the problem which exists. So it can be even, as this has been explained, for some essential stuff, it could be even a want of a personal desire. But that doesn't mean that, it can be a need of the whole population. So you need to rationalize whether this need is a want or whether there is a real need in terms of, higher population of people needing that change, or to bring that change, or to address that desire, to come up with an innovative solution for that as well. So that is why there is a greater need to recognize needs and wants and differentiate between them essentially. Now, how can you recognize problem and find solution? Let us go in a very systematic manner. So first, you need to search for changes in the environment. And how do you search for changes in the environment? You look for demographic changes, you look for technological changes, you do the consumer analysis, marketing analysis, and then you recognize the needs and wants, and then you try to innovate the solution on the basis of that. Once you come up with a solution, there is another mid part towards discovery of opportunity, that is setting up of a prototype to rationalize whether your ideation or solution works. And once that you find it, then you have the opportunity in your hand, which is commerciable. But of course, if you don't do this particular way of ideation, then of course you might have the opportunity, but it might not be rationally commercial. And this is where we differentiate a business opportunity from a general, it could be like a university level project opportunity, or where there is not a greater emphasis on the commercial aspect. But to make it commercial, we need to go through in this manner, rationalize a thought, incorporate all those technical analysis, set up a prototype model of that, and then define our opportunity on the basis of those parameters. So this is how we recognize a problem and we find a solution towards that problem. Now, so in this opportunity identification problem, as we said, the first is the search for changes in the environment, recognize needs and want of the solution, and discover the opportunity. So before you can do that, before the problem solution can be identified, we need to understand the origin of that ideation as well. And for that origin of the ideation, we need to go back to the roots level. So that is why, like in some aspect, we differentiate between a social entrepreneur and a general entrepreneur as well. But in terms of social entrepreneur, I believe in the rural areas, sometimes we don't even see the innovation coming to the limelight because, the term which we use in India quite often, that is jugaad. We always have some sort of jugaad, which is a form of innovation, but we never see that commercially, being applied or, coming up as a product or a marketable resource as such. And that is why, there is a greater emphasis on this process of identification. Of course, with rural innovation, there are a lot of implication of, for example, monetary values and opportunities. But the matter of fact is, can you understand the need in terms of the problems exist? And can you rationalize the innovative solution towards that? And if that can be done, then all these middle steps of market analysis, consumer behavior, collaboration, and partnership becomes just an added value towards reaching your goal. But this first needs to be done to identify if the opportunity is probably commerciable or not. Now, sources of information. Now, once we have understand how the opportunity exists, how we can rationalize it, the technical background towards it, how to make it commercial, we need to understand how we can get this information. So for this sources of information, we have practically two backgrounds to it. That is, either we do a primary research work or we do a secondary research work. Now, what does that mean? In primary research work, you collect the data on the basis of groundwork. That is, you hit the market, you hit the ground, you talk to people, you come up with the right empathy to understand the problem statement, and you try to talk to as many people as possible. And in short, if I have to tell you, right now, this is one of the most abused system as such of primary research work is surveys. I think you must have had one or two surveys done in your lifetime, for sure. This is one of the most easier ways to, gather the research data, and, come up with the right understanding of the need and demands as well. And the secondary research work is all on the basis of the resources which has already been created, that is through government institutes, research companies, all these factors which can, all the database which exist, which can influence or can, substantiate that your primary research or your primary analysis is correct. And cumulatively, once you have the primary and secondary, that is primary with your own data, which you have collected on the ground, and secondary with, all the data, collected through databases, you can finally say that, okay, this is the need, this is the demand, this is the problem, and here comes the opportunity, and this is the solution for that. So this is the way how we can rely on these sources of information. So essentially, reliable information sources are essential for identifying business opportunities. It helps in gathering market insights, trends, and customer preferences. It enables informed decision-making and reduced risk. So as I explained to you, with this method of primary and secondary analysis, you have the right technicality to say that, or to make the decision which reduces the risk. Of course, it's not a parameter. See, entrepreneurship is something in which case there is no defined method. You can have your own method, but the matter of fact is, with all the system, if your sources are reliable, if your technical analysis is perfect, then what it does is it reduces the risk of incorporation. You can be, we cannot say that we can be 100% sure, But the matter of fact is, we can definitely say with higher probability that, with your research work and with your background, that this might culminate in a proper manner, because you have done all your essential work and you're supporting that with the right hypothesis and right tools as well. So that is why we need to move towards all these factors, rationalizing our thoughts in a manner that it can be technically proven by the facts and data which you have gathered all together. Now, information channels. What could be the sources of information channels which you can utilize to gather all these data and culminate your research work for the right opportunity identification? First, we start with market research reports. As I explained to you, one is primary research and another is secondary research. In primary research, you are doing your own research work hitting the market. These market research reports comes under secondary research analysis, in which case you take help of, for example, firms like Nielsen, Gartner, or, in Europe, we have this Euromonitor as well, who gathers information, who has, I think there is another website known as Statistics, I believe, which also does surveys in world basis too. And they come up with their own criterias and their own evaluation, but these data can help you rationalize whether your primary research is supporting that secondary data or not. And this can be a holy grail for you guys, because market research reports are not just with random number of 100 or 1,000 people. They are done on a very large number of people, for example, more than a million sometimes, and it can help you rationalize your ideation in a much better manner and come up with the right opportunity which is needed. So that is why market research reports are on the topmost for the requirement of the information channels. Then comes the government databases and reports. So, for example, for this, you can look out for the Ministry of Commerce and DPIT. I think this is the Promotional Institute, wherein you can look at the latest. They keep developing the reports every year. They come up with new strategies, new regulations, new policies, and of course, with the government, as we are, I mean, in India, I think this is quite predominant that, with the change in the government, a lot of policies changes as well. So, these databases can help us rationalize or come up with regulations and policies as well, which exist. And if we can modulate our ideation, or if we can modulate the right opportunity on the basis of these existence policies which are there. To explain you this, I think one of the best answer would be, there was a startup which I was working with. They are known as Hyperroot, and they're trying to come up with a ideation wherein they are trying to bridge the gap between bridge the gap of e-commerce between a rural area and urban area. But for this, they're ideating on if they can maybe utilize public transportation for that purpose, wherein all the you have got so many RTC buses and everything, and you can install some sort of sort of a cabinet in the buses which can carry local goods as well. So in terms of how this is affecting the whole ideation, is that you are not only solving the problem of transportation for travelers who are going from urban area to rural area, but you're also addressing the gap which exists because of lesser frequency of transportation goods to rural areas. This is a absolutely greater need, because rural area are not well connected with urban areas. But here comes the situation of policies and regulation, wherein the ideation, can it move forward with the prevalent regulations and policies? Can a private company run a local cabins of transportation of goods in the government supplied buses? So here comes the clashes and the understanding of the policies. So that is how the idea could be brilliant. And this idea which I'm talking to you about was even presented in IIT Bombay, and the guys are from NIT Calicut. So the matter of fact is, we always need to understand that there could be a great idea, but can that ideation be formalized on the basis of regulations and policies as well? So there's a greater need for to pitch into these sort of databases and rationalize our thoughts too. Then comes trade association and chambers. I think I wouldn't go into depth with it, because this is much more from technical aspect. Once you can understand or rationalize your thoughts, these channels can help you with the right data too, because these are confederations, and they are cumulatively collecting a lot of data from different domains, different backgrounds, a lot of people involved. So you may never know which service or what database can help you in your in substantiating that your ideation is towards the right path or not. And of course, then we have the academic and research institutions, for example, like IIMs and ISIs as well, that standard institutions. And these are also doing their own research work. They have got their own PhDs as well, and they quite often they publish their work too. And this as well can help us rationalize our own opportunity, if it can be commercial or not. And of course, then we have the online and social media platforms, all these social media analytics. I think you must have heard about Google ad analytics as well, wherein whatever you're selling and everything, it keeps a track of from which locations you're getting the order from, what is the frequency, how much you are generating. So all these stuff, I mean, we are living in a very highly technological advanced world right now, and there's so many tools to help you navigate and bridge the gap between data as such. Because see, data is something which is very much essential. Maybe initially, before this era, before the 2000s, before the millennials, I suppose there was so much less data that people that to set up a startup, it used to be so much difficult for people to gather all this data, which I explained to you, like a primary research analysis in which they have to hit the ground. But right now, you have got so many databases, as you can see on your screens as well, and so many tools which is available, which can help you, come up with the right strategies, which can help you substantiate your ideations, and can make you understand if there is a real need, or if there is a opportunity which exists there or not. And for that purpose, I think online and social media are playing a great role in that, to bridge this gap as well. And of course, then there are networking and industry events, for example, conferences, trade shows, professional networking platforms. Networking is something which is very much essential for any entrepreneur. If you want to really indulge into this line and make it this as your life careers, I think we need to push towards these opportunities wherein you can meet n number of people, and all these industry, even you might never know that what sort of new technologies are being developed, how they're rational. Because see, any sort of commercial experience or event in this stature, they always are thinking monetarily. So somehow, even if suppose we don't have the exposure with our own resources, by attending these sort of events, or being with this sort of people, we can always come up, and we can always be abreast with the latest information, what is happening in the sector, how they are doing it, what sort of push towards technology is happening, and how they're coming up with new ideations as well. And that is why these conferences, trade shows, professional networking platforms, these are great ways to indulge into that conversation and find the right set of, maybe, I don't know, for collaboration you can find the right set of people, or maybe you can also have a epiphany or a new idea which you can come up with your own background research work and analysis. So similarly, in the end, customer feedback and service, I think this I explained to you already, that this is one of the most abused system, unfortunately, that right now any startup or any entrepreneur who wants to work on any ideation, they just do online service, feedback forms, focus groups. Of course, this is one of the methods which is basically on the basis of how much resource the entrepreneur wants to put into it. But we need to keep in mind that not all the time these feedbacks are true. What I mean here is, you might have experienced that a lot of the times that these people they just speak something, but it's not always true that they're following it. They're just saying something false, absolutely false. So these are not 100% a go-to strategy, but this can also help you help to support your initial ideation, with your own primary research work, with your own secondary database support. But I would say that if you're only doing or only focusing on this aspect of customer feedback and service, then please don't marry with your solution, or don't go 100% with that opportunity, because you need to test it out in a prototype manner. Otherwise, it might not work, because this is where the gap can still exist, because human dynamics is as such that they don't always are telling the truth. So we need to be very careful how this can be rationalized. But the end of the story is that through all these information channels, either you pick up 2 or 3, not one, I would say. You pick up any 2 or 3, you bring it together to form your whole secondary data structure, and that, along with your primary research of what you can find in the ground, that gives a complete picture to you whether that opportunity, that need, or that demand can be commercial or not. And once you do this, then you go for prototyping. After prototyping, testing, in a very small scale scenario, then you definitely launch the product. So this is how we can define the opportunity and the information channel to support whether your opportunity can be commercial or not. So finally, the criteria for selection, if we can accumulate all the points together, because we, as I explained to you, we live in a cynical world where we need to define the commercial aspect. So first, can it make money, and has it got the potential for growth? See, this is very, very, very much essential. Of course, this is not something which you think there and then right away, but I would like you to incorporate this into your structure of ideation or your opportunity identification. Because, for example, to define this, you can see the example of Nokia phones, for example. Nokia was pioneer in their own domain during 90s and stuff. They were the leading mobile brand. They were the demand was for Nokia and nothing else. There was nothing in picture in comparison to Nokia. But where they failed, they did not adjust with the technological advancement. They did not foresee that their Symbian 60 software has got no growth potential. They were rudiment and they're obsolete in their framework, and they did not want to change. So that potential for growth they did not see. And you all can see right now where Nokia is. Nokia fell miserably. That is why I'm saying opportunity. See, if you're just thinking from opportunity point of view, then none of this is required. But the commercial aspect to make money is an important criteria for any business, but more so also with the potential for growth. Because if you're not thinking from long-term aspect, if you're only thinking from small-term monetary growth, then you're ideating with a wrong sense. Because for any entrepreneur, it has to be about potential for growth. Otherwise, of course, commerciality can be there, but the company is destined to doom. It cannot survive. Then comes the competition aspect. Of course, see, less competition is just to say that you have got a opportunity to start something. But in general competition, you need to always be abreast. Because see, I always teach my students as well that whenever you are ideating, you should always imagine that your competition is not with someone who's sitting in the room or sitting in that particular city. You're always competing with, because ideation is so complex. It can be that someone in IITs or IIMs are also sitting and thinking about this, or they're already launching it. So you always need to come up with strategies or innovation to have this competition incorporated into your ideation or your opportunity identification process as well. How much competition does it exist right now? For your market analysis, you need to come up with a competitive analysis part as well, in which you define, okay, these are some of the companies which are working in this domain, which can maybe after you launch it, they can look at your product and they can transform their unique selling point to disrupt your market. So you need to always pay attention to the competition aspect as well. Then comes the good fit between entrepreneur and opportunity. So see, like what this means is that, for example, that you are a single founder, you're from a background of, I don't know, commerce or something, but then you're ideating in terms of some engineering or I don't know, maybe some biomedical stuff or herbal cosmetics, for example. So of course the ideation could be there, but can you as an entrepreneur fit with that opportunity which exists? Because if not, then you need to find co-founders as well who can help you bridge that gap. Because if this fit is not there, then the empathy doesn't exist with the problem. Then the feeling, the desire cannot come up naturally. So you need to bridge that gap with the right personnel, with the right background as well, so that there is no lack of information or lack of empathy when you're trying to think of a solution to that particular problem statement. So that is where a fit between entrepreneur and opportunity has to be made absolutely clear. And you need to rationalize this of your own, because if you're ideating, your background, and your imagination or your vision can also be adulterated on the basis of your background as well. So you need to have a rational thought on the entrepreneur and opportunity and the fit between that. And of course, the fourth point, the competitive advantage. What this means here is the unique selling point of your company. In entrepreneurial jargon, we use this term a lot, that is USP. What is your unique selling point? As I said, once you understand your competitive market which exists around your opportunity, or which exists around your solution, you need to understand in terms of that, what could be the competitive advantage you might have. So for example, just to explain to you, you all have used Uber, Ola, and Rapido, right? Yeah, maybe you can see that Rapido, which was launched later rather than Uber and Ola, it has come up with some novel innovations in their app as well. For example, what I mean is that, for example, in Uber, once you start your once you start the app, once you're trying to book a particular ride, once it is booked, you cannot change the origin place. But in Rapido, you can still do it even after you book it. So these sort of small changes, which makes the, for example, Rapido app much more easier to use, and maybe much more customer friendly as such. Because a lot of the times it happens that excuse me, you don't understand what is the origin place, or you just missed it by being a bit careless, and you just moved on. But later you realize that, that it is not the right place of origin. But in Uber, it's something you cannot change it. You practically have to cancel everything and then redo it. And sometimes you can even need to pay for that. If the driver is there and you've booked it and the guy is calling, then you need to pay extra to cancel it. So all these factors then brought Rapido into its innovation. And what they did was they came up with a model wherein you can also change the origin or the start place even after you you register a particular ride. So see, I'm not supporting Rapido, I'm not advertising for that company, but this was a very apt example to make you understand how you can play with the competitive advantage, how you can create your own USP on the already existing model as well. And sometimes, like a lot of the companies, or I would say, if even for an entrepreneur, to understand the competitive advantage, there is of course, this is something which is out of the scope of this presentation. But just to give you an idea, there is a technique called scamper, wherein S stands for substitute, C stands for combine, A stands for add. So in this manner, you can take up any process, or you can take up any particular product, and you can see, or maybe your solution, and you can play with the scamper technique to identify what could be your USP, a unique selling point, which can give you that competitive advantage. Fifth point, workable and efficient. Of course, I think this is much more defined once you do all your technical analysis, once you do your primary analysis, secondary analysis with all those databases, information sources, your marketing analysis, consumer behavior, which can move you towards your solution, whether, or your opportunity identification, whether it is workable and if it is efficient or not. And of course, there are other techniques as well, as I explained to you, like the scamper technique, which makes you build your own USPs as well, which is much more efficient process too. The sixth point, not against the norms and values of the community. See, this is something which is very much dependent on the demographic and locations, but you all can understand, for example, the sort of people or the culture which exists. For example, in India, it can be extremely different for the kind of culture which exists in, for example, in USA or even in Europe or in Germany as such. So lot of the times you need to be mindful that your ideation or the opportunity which you're trying to create is not against the values of the community which exists. You always need to adhere to that. I mean, we need to come up with ideation which supports that part. And again, let me come back to this point again. That is why just mere opportunity identification is not the solution. But once you try to understand the market, once you try to understand your consumer, once you build that empathy, then you can understand the value of the community as well. And that should drive how your identification is to be done. And of course, the last part is conform with laws and regulation. I think this we have taken up quite comprehensively, that the government rules and regulations are very much important to ideate any aspect of it. And if at all we are trying to do something in terms of social work or social entrepreneurial ideation, then it is very much important that the laws and regulations supports, the policies supports our opportunity as well. So these were the critical points which defines your selection process or your opportunity identification process. So with this, I think I can complete the whole story. And yeah, thank you for your time. And please do let me know if you have any questions. I really hope that this presentation could opportunity identification, but more so, in terms of the commerciality aspect, and of course, in terms of the regulations, the policies, and the competitive aspects around it. So I'm all ears for your questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful session, giving a lot of insights about how to identify the sources and what are the opportunities where we can go for starting up any of a business. Thank you, sir. I request participants, any queries? You can feel free to ask.
Yes, please. Please shoot a lot of questions. I hope everybody didn't sleep off.
No, sir. No, sir. It was good session, sir.
Yes. So currently, I'm doing work.
Information is given.
Correct.
Many of them are giving in a chat box. It was a wonderful session, sir.
Thank you. So just to add, Professor Padma, I'm doing this work with a lot of startups as well.
Okay.
And that is why this topic is very much closer to how I'm advising a lot of companies too. I'm working as a business advisor too for a couple of startups, and this is an essential part for any especially faculty members such as yourself who are directly in touch with students. So I think this is if you can put this into your framework, how you can help those budding individuals and entrepreneurs to rationalize, because see, in university level you can see that a lot of people come up with ideas. Yes. But here we need to understand if that idea is really an opportunity, or if it is just maybe, as I explained to you, what is need and what is want. So I think if this session can help you faculty members understand that part, I think my session is a successful one. So
there is one question, sir, from the chat box. What are the opportunities in electronic materials?
Oh, this is very, very, very specific. But as such, not only in electronic materials, but as such, there's a greater move towards IoTs, Internet of Things. And of course, in electronic materials, if I'm being very specific, like previously we have been working for, there is a lot of electronic scraps which are being created. Yes, so I wouldn't answer you specifically in terms of materials, but I would say there is a greater demand and need how we can recycle these electronic scrap materials. I remember I was doing my bachelor's and I was doing my research work in National Metallurgical Laboratory, And there we were, trying to come up with new strategies, and we were developing a model to extract tungsten from these electronic scraps, and we could do it with 99.9% pure efficiency. But the matter of fact is, with electronic materials, the scrap is a huge damage to the environment, and there's a greater need, because how the world is moving towards, we all utilize the previous models, all these laptops, TVs and stuff, and then it is just thrown away. So all these chips and chipsets, they've got gold in it, they have got essentials metal in it, which is can be recycled and can be utilized as well. So I would say, in terms of electronic materials, you can look into IoTs, either to advance it into much further. Also, you can look at the sustainability aspect, that is, in terms of recycling of these materials, which is in great demand, let me tell you that.
Any possibility, sir, we can able to retrieve this gold and all from the chips?
Yes. Yes, ma'am, it is
Okay.
absolutely possible. But the
Okay.
matter of fact is, it is not being, still it is not commerciable. That is where we are not able to come up with new strategies. The methods exist, but it exists in lab scales. We're not able to, scale up and make it commercial. That is the issue what we are having.
Right.
But if any entrepreneur,
Similarly, the ICs also we can able
Exactly,
to
ma'am.
reuse it.
Exactly,
It is
ma'am.
functional.
Exactly, ma'am. Ma'am, I think in this regard, let me add you. I mean, there are so many ideation which can be done in this aspect. There was a startup. I think this startup was based in Hyderabad. I'm forgetting the name. The name was renting area or renting era, something like that. Okay, they came up with an idea that all this you have got so many instruments, so many appliances in your home, right? So why can't you come up why can't there be an app wherein you can rent your own stuff as well to people who need it? So
Yes.
instead of throwing off your things, you can start renting your own things as well, or just on the basis of if you need that much or not. So they were trying to incorporate this circular economic concept and trying to rationalize this ideation around it. And I think they're doing quite well, to be honest. I don't know their numbers, how much they generated fund, but they're trying to come up with newer strategies to utilize electronic scrap which is being created so much into the environment. So there are a lot of ideas around it, ma'am. A lot of ideas.
Yes, sir. Actually, we can actually give a lot of information or throw a lot of light on this because the cell phones,
Sure.
it's becoming outdated, and we are going for a new phone, and that old phone is also functional 100%.
Exactly.
That may be used for the people who are in need.
Exactly,
That
ma'am.
way we can all give the service to the society.
Sure, ma'am. And that is what I said, like the
Yeah,
startup.
all the faculty from the participants are from the different institutions.
Okay.
I request all the participants to take up this issue and help
Yeah,
the society. That will be
definitely. Yeah,
a
definitely,
good
ma'am.
start.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I think with respect to sustainability, as I said,
Yes.
with all the government, not only in India, a lot of the government in different countries are putting a lot of money.
Yes. Sir.
So there is also availability of funding. If you can come up with a nice rationalization with, as I explained, all the right technical tools and everything to support your ideation, then there are a lot of opportunity available even during the pre-seed and early stage startups as well. So if anyone wants to take up, please, I mean, I can definitely help you and advise you on that line. Do reach out to me for that purpose. And let me just share my screen of where people can connect with me. And if there is any solution, any regards of that sort where you need some support, then I'm definitely there. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Please, you can scan this QR code and you can connect with me through LinkedIn.
Right, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your
Thank you.
wonderful session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, Professor Padma, for organizing this and helping me connect easily as well. Thank you for all your support, and thank you to the participants as well.
Yeah. So thank you once again to Dr. Nishant sir, as well as all the participants. We will break for a lunch and we will join back for the panel discussion related to the banking finances, how you can able to generate, and what are the insights. By 12:50, all of you join for the panel discussion topic. Thank you.